Welcome back to Golf Night. Now, for a long time, the best amateur club players have wondered about how they would fare taking on those in the professional ranks. Well, now they can find out. A SingleFigureGolfer runs a competition which ends with the 10 best taking on a team of professionals in a final match. This took place in October at Celtic Manor, and we were there to take a look at what happened. The 2010 course at Celtic Manor played host to the 2009 SingleFigureGolfer Challenge Cup final. The two-day Ryder Cup style event pitted current Solheim Cup captain Alison Nicholas's team of 10 professional golfers with a wealth of Ryder and Walker Cup experience against a team of 10 single-figure handicap amateurs, ably mentored by Peter McAvoy. Comprehensively defeated in the inaugural running of the event in 2008, the amateur team were looking for revenge this time around. Having played 18 holes the previous day to qualify for the team, the 2009 crop of single-figure golfers showed no signs of fatigue as they combined superbly to build an impressive 6.5, 3.5 lead over the pros. That was after the morning foursomes and afternoon fourballs on day one. Despite the course playing at its longest, it seemed that everyone was thoroughly enjoying the chance to play on such a prestigious layout.
I like it. I think it's a fantastic 2 days for the amateurs. We obviously enjoy ourselves, enjoying the course. Everything's really good about it. Hotel, everything, top notch.
It gives us a chance to see the golf course, see how it's playing. It's going to be about a year's time till the Ryder Cup. They've done a good job here. The course is in great nick. So it's going to be, for us, it's going to give us a good view for a year's time to see how they do it and we do it. There's going to be a big difference.
Yeah, we'll hopefully be here working, but when the stands are up and the people are here and the atmosphere, it'll just be fantastic. But it's a great layout, and let's just hope we can win it back.
Heading into the singles, the pros knew they had their work cut out to overhaul the deficit. Drawing on all their experience, the professionals produced some inspiring shots. Paul Way, in particular, rolling back the years. Now, anyone recognise this man from his unique stance? It's our very own John Hawksworth. And all the other pros were trying their best. Although the handicap system was not to everyone's liking.
The amateurs are loving it. It's hard for us playing off +4 and giving them full shots, but you know, we're sort of one under par Stephen night today and we're just about hanging on in there.
It's interesting, I'm playing up against the guys off 9. He gets 13 shots, must have got his handicap at the joke shot because I don't know how I'm 2 up, but I am at the moment, but we have got 9 holes to play, haven't we, Sweet Pea?
Well, no, actually we've got 8 because we just
Have we?
played the 10th.
Oh, was that the 10th?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, so we've got 8 holes to play.
And you're meant to be a commentator, know what you're doing.
Yeah, well, I don't, you see.
Shocking.
I think last year, you know, we didn't give enough. This year, maybe a little bit too much, so we'll find a happy medium next year.
In the end, some nerveless play from Peter McAvoy's SFG team proved too strong for their professional counterparts. And it was the amateurs who stormed home to claim a convincing 12.5, 7.5 victory, and some fond memories along the way.
Just to think that I hold my second shot on 14 today, which was amazing. Just to think that some of the pros aren't going to do that, and when I can see the TV, I can say to my dad, look, I made eagle on there. Really good.
In only its second year, the SFG Challenge Cup continues to go from strength to strength, something the organisers are keen to build on as qualifying starts for next year's competition at Trevose.
Next year is going to be the arduous route of qualifying starts again in April. They'll have a chance of qualifying via an order of merit, via a match play competition and also open competitions. So we're trying to give them every opportunity to qualify, but at the same time, those who do qualify will certainly have earned the right to play. Yay!
Lovely little cheer there. So the Day 2 singles results. John Hawksworth, victory in your match despite the professionals being beaten.
Yeah, well, the handicap system was a little bit on the tricky side. Us playing off +4, I hadn't played for about 4 years, and it nearly showed up. But it was a fantastic fantastic couple of days and thoroughly enjoyed by everybody. The amateurs played very well. Interesting to look at the Ryder Cup course. It was played in a great spirit, and I tell you, I slept on Wednesday night. Make no mistake about it.
I bet you did. But how much did you enjoy the event, and how beneficial do you think it was for the amateurs and the pros as well?
Very much so. I mean, it was a social occasion, but we were all trying very hard. Peter McAvoy has never turned up and not wanted to win. And of
very
course,
competitive, isn't he?
Well, he was very competitive and still is, and I haven't seen him for a long time. But no, it was enjoyable. They'd played all year trying to qualify for it. Then they played on the Monday. The finalists got there on the Monday, and the top 10 then played in the match on the Tuesday, Wednesday. And we had a really good time, and it's growing in strength to strength. There's 100 qualifying comps next year. There's other ways they can get into it, but it's becoming very popular. And if we're going to win the cup back or the trophy back next year, they're going to have to do something about those handicaps.
Really, Stu's inquiry into the handicaps.
A little bit of a Stewards, yeah.
So all the pros were playing off +4?
Yeah, all of us were playing off +4, and we played 36 holes the first day. I played with Paul Way in the foursomes, we lost, and then I played with Gordon Brand Jr. we managed to win, and then we played singles on the last day, and we had a dinner in between it, and it was fantastic.
You couldn't remember how many holes you'd played in that interview, could you? You were having too much of a good time.
Well, I thought the halfway hook came at the 9th, but Gordon pointed out it came at the 10th, and it was a welcome sight.
Yeah. In terms of the course itself, you played it at the end of October.
Yeah.
The Ryder Cup will be played there at the beginning of October. Was it in pretty good nick?
Yeah, it was. I like the golf course immensely. It was a little bit damp at the time of the year when we played, but in great condition. I think it will play at its full length when the Ryder Cup's there. A couple of things with the golf course, I'd like to see them just maybe alter the 15th a little bit from a viewing point of view. There's a water hazard that runs all the way through, drivable par 4. Make more of the water hazard and take the trees out. Great amphitheatre for the crowds to get around, and with match play at that stage of the golf course, I think it would be a great hole. But the Ryder Cup, when all the staging's there and the stands are up and the people are up on the hills, it will be superb.
And all the amateurs loved playing the course itself. In terms of, you were speaking about qualifying for this event, over 100 qualifying events will be next year.
Yeah.
So people really want to play in it.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of people enter it and want to play it, and it's such a success. It's going to grow in strength to strength. So if they want to come up against the pros next year, they're going to have to get their heads down. It starts in April, the qualifying. There's plenty of opportunity. There are other ways to get into it, and I think if they go on the website, they'll be able to look at that. But it's growing.
A lot of impressive single-figure golfers. And Tim, you teach a lot of single-figure golfers, and some of them want to turn pro. What would you say that the biggest difference is, and what do they need to work on in particular?
Seems to me the biggest difference is in their short game generally. A lot of them hit the ball very, very well and hit the ball as solidly as the professionals do, and to some extent as far as the professionals do. But around the greens particularly, the variety of shots is perhaps not there, and the wedge play as well. From 100 yards in, the top class professionals are just magnificent. They turn 8 out of 10 opportunities into birdies, whereas the amateur golfers that I coach at that level seem to only perhaps turn 3 or 4 into birdie opportunities. So definitely when you're coaching a young guy, like I've done before, that works through to a professional ranks and tries to get on the Challenge Tour, on the main tour, that's where they need to improve most, is in the short game area.
And in terms of the course, just spoken to John about it, have you had a chance to look around the last 6 months, and what do you make of the course?
I think it's going to be a great Ryder Cup course because they built it with that in mind. They built, as John says, a natural amphitheatre. The last few holes, you can literally stand thousands of people there. So the atmosphere coming through those last 5 or 6 holes is going to be absolutely fantastic, and it will be a great venue. Obviously, the one concern is beginning of October, Wales, built in a valley, the Usk Valley, where there's a river at the bottom. It's either going to be pretty wet or maybe it'll be quite misty, so we're just hoping and praying that the weather will be good. This year they went there with Monty and Pavin a year in advance, and the weather was fantastic. Fingers crossed it happens again.
Very good. Maybe we'd need to do a little sunshine dance or something.
Like that. You can do the dance.
Well, apparently John's got a lot of rhythm.